What's going on, guys? Jurassic Acid here, and today we are checking out Capitalism Lab. Supposedly this game is actually based on the real world, so it's going to teach us business moves, how to become an entrepreneur, and better stuff on how to manage your money. And I thought it was a pretty cool game, and it seemed like it was a clever concept, so I wanted to check it out. In this tutorial, you'll be introduced to the basics of the game's interface. You will then learn how to build your first retail store, stock up with products, supplies, and sell them to consumers to generate income. In this tutorial, you will learn advanced management skills for running a retail store and growing your retail chain by expanding into other cities. With the retail business thriving, your next goal is manufacturing your own products and sell them to your own brand. This tutorial will guide you through the process of setting up factory sources, raw materials, and getting manufacturing facilities to chum out products for sale. You realize that your products can only sell well when the consumers are aware of them. In today's crowded market, advertising is essential for business, consumers' awareness, and making products stand out for the competition. This tutorial explains how branding advertisements work in the game. Cool. We built a flourishing business empire. Now it's time to take the next level and get it listed as a public company on the stock exchange. You will learn how to raise funds by making new shares offerings to publics to finance your business expansion and make long-term investments by buying shares of other companies with promising growth prospects. As part of your effort to grow your company in a major conglomerate, you are going to expand your business into the agricultural sector and set up your own farm, supplies, livestock, and crop products to your retail stores. Agricultural products play key roles in production of large member products. By having your own agricultural products capabilities, you will further strengthen your company's competitiveness. To stay competitive in a fast-paced market, you must constantly invest into improving the quality of your products. In this tutorial, you will research and develop R&D centers and start R&D products to invest more technology for your products. The competition will be fierce, but your R&D investment should pay off, give you a competitive edge against your rivals. You have made impressive progress thus far, earning yourself the reputation of being one of the rising stars presently in the business world. In this first tutorial, you will learn how to build your corporate headquarters and set up various departments to enable you to manage business empires and even more effectively. Try to apply what you have learned from previous tutorials in managing company. Remember to choose an apartment brand strategy early on and invest wisely in advertising, R&D, and training. Cool. If this is your first time playing Capitalism, you are advised to start with Tutorial 1. Are you sure you want to start with Tutorial 8 now? No. Wait, what? Oh. I thought those were just tabs to read. I didn't realize that they were the actual different tutorial steps. My bad. Jurassic Acid Gaming. We'll just go with the corporate logo. Is there other options? That looks kind of business-like. Cool. And, good enough. We'll just keep it default. You have graduated with an MBA from a renowned business school. Can you apply what you have learned in running a business in the real world? Now it is. Check your chance to prove your ability. Check the flashing icon next to continue. Alternatively, you may press the Enter key whenever the next icon is flashing. Okay, so I assume we click here. You have been assigned to run this department store. Now left click to view its details. Click to add product icon. This is the select supplier window. It lists all products currently available within the game. You may use 3 filters at the top of the window to help provide products you want. You intend to purchase products from the local seaport, so click the supplier's filter box as indicated. Okay. Seaport. This window shows all blah blah local seaports. At this stage, you don't need to concern yourself with the details provided with each product. Information such as freight costs, blah blah, for later on stuff. Now let's just purchase the first product on the list and get things moving. Select the button now. Now, there we go. Select. You are now back in your department store and you automatically purchase this product. Select from the seaport and make it available for sale with customers. Look at the left of the product image. See the vertical yellow and orange bars over here? The yellow supply bar indicates the quantity of products you have, orange bar the demand of the product. The demand's super high, but the product's a little bit on the low side. Each retail store has 4 product slots. Increase the variety of products in your store and make use of available slots. Repeat what you did just now. Click the Add Product icon, then choose Seaport Supply List and select a product to add to your store. This time, make sure that you select a different product than the one you already on sale at your store. So what else would we want to sell? So it looks like the demand is high for the milk bottle, but I don't see demand anywhere else on any of these products. So, I mean, this will be the cheapest for us. I don't know what we're going for. I guess we'll just pick some pills. Well done. Keep on adding more products to your store. Besides clicking the select button, you may double click a product and list to select it. When you're ready to move, right click anywhere on the screen to exit your store and return to the city view. Okay, good. You're now in the city view. Let's explore the toolbar at the bottom of the screen. It shows the amount of cash your corporation currently has in its operating profits in the past 12 months. So that'd be down here. So that must be the past 12 months. And this is the current cash. With you. You can set the current game data here. Note the game runs in real time. You may change the game speed by shortcuts. 1 is the slowest, 5 is the quickest. You may also pause the game by pressing 0. That's cool, so it pauses the money and everything. There's row icons in the toolbar. Let's click on the minimap icon now. The minimap shows the entire city along with the top border of the city. Select icons are represented by a downside arrow, which is far for showing a list of cities in the current game. The left and right arrow icon next to the city allows you to cycle through the previous or next city. The animated rectangle on the minimap represents the area displayed in the city view. The first icon looks like a building toggles the ownership mode. On the minimap, the white areas represent the city buildings that are not owned by corporations like houses and parks. The other areas represent corporate buildings and are shown in the corporate color. Seaports are represented from the C or I. Okay, cool. I click the land value icon to change that mode. I guess that would be this one. The minimap displays changed color to show the land value. The darker colors, the more valuable the land. Building in light areas may be expensive, but it provides your stores with a richer clientele willing to pay higher prices. So the darker area is where we really want to be building, even though it would be cheaper in some of these lighter areas. I'll click the profit icon to change that mode. This mode of building represented by green dots are profitable, whereas buildings shown in red dots are losing money. Don't really see much on that minimap. The white colored buildings on display are government owned and such do not show profit or loss. We're now going to have a quick look at the building filter interface. Filter interface labeled Firm Corp, the city, my firms, and products. When all these filters are enabled, only firms and filters will show on the minimap profit or ownership mode. To browse the firm within the filter, use the up and down buttons. Click My Firms button and show the minimap display to show only ambient buildings and the firms you own. As a corporation, you currently only have one firm, your department store. The only one dot in your corporate color is shown. You can cancel this mode by clicking My Firms button again, but for now keep it active. Did you wonder what seaports are supplying products to your department store? Well, now's your chance to find out. With the display still only showing your department store is colored square, click the business relationship mode icon. Now display is shown from where seaports in your department store is receiving the products that you are selling. While we were exploring the interface, your department store was already generating revenue. Take a look at the cash profit figures on the toolbar. Do you have enough money to build a second department store yet? Depending on the area, we should be able to, especially if we get a loan out. Need the department store cost $1 million to build plus the land and further $100,000 per month to operate. Seems within your budget, so let's proceed. Click the build menu on the games tool at the bottom left of the screen. Must be this one. Oh. Top left. I don't know what I was thinking. Department store, sweet. Alright. Click a location of the building firm. Building cost $1 million land. Okay. It's kind of weird they have the roads all set up. Now, we don't exactly want to put it in a horrible area, but Cannot set it up here. Location is not next. Okay, so you have to put it somewhere within here. Customer index of 9. So really right there is probably... Are all of these index of 9? That's gold. Ooh, 12 and 15. Right here is probably where we want to put it. Congratulations, you expanded your business. Now you have set up products in your department store. Simply repeat the steps that you did for the first department store. Alright, so... You win the game. When your company annual revenue reaches 20 million, to see the goalpost, click the information icon at the bottom of the screen. Okay. Well done, you've completed this tutorial. You must apply what you have learned in running your company. Now go add products to your new department stores and grow your business. Are we able to go back to the other tutorials? Let's see here. Would it be retire? I think it is retire. Alright, so we're going to flip through there. So we finished the building entrepreneur. Kind of want to check out this stock market one, so that'll probably be the most useful one for anyone watching, because it'll actually hopefully teach you stuff in the real world. You're advised to follow steps in sequential order. I'm going to try this one just because I want to see. We'll keep everything good. In this tutorial, you'll be introduced to the stock market and learn how to leverage it to meet the financial needs of your corporation. Well, now, look at the current state of your stock market. Open the information center now. I'm clicking it. Click the stock exchange. The top area shows public companies currently listed in the stock exchange. Your corporation is first on the list. Okay, so we're the player. Looks like our price is a little bit lower than everybody else, so that's good. More demand for us, at least. More people can actually afford it, I should say, rather. The area below shows the shareholders of the selected public company. You hold 50% share of your company, and the rest of the shares are held by public shareholders, AI persons, and AI companies. To expand your business, you will need to raise some cash. In previous tutorials, you learned how to raise cash by taking out a loan. This time, you'll use exceptions of investors to raise much needed money. You should now offer to issue new shares to the public. To do so, click the financial actions from the menu. Now select issue new shares to the public. Okay. First, take a look at the issuing price, which you should always be lower than the current stock price in order to attract new investors to buy in your company's shares. Now set the number of new shares you want and click the issue button now. As a rule, the larger quantities of shares you wish to issue, the higher the discount in the share prices you must offer in order to attract big enough investors to subscribe to new shares. Okay, so for the previous 30 years, our stocks made it to around the $8 mark. So, yeah, sweet. Alright, so how many shares do we have in our company? That'd be useful information to know too. We'll just keep it at 202,000. Then for discounts, let's do it around 15 or so. There we go. Issue now. Black Corporation has issued 202,400 new shares at $8.06 per share. So our current stock price is $9.10, so that is quite a big difference in price. Great, you have successfully raised the needed cash for growing your business. However, it did come with a price. The issuing of the new shares diluted your ownership of the corporation a bit. Now we'll turn the stock market to the latest holdings. This time, let's use a shortcut key, F4, to go to the stock exchange. At the ownership details section, it shows that you now only own less than 50% of the corporation, and the remainder is owned by public shareholders, AI personnel, and AI corporations. Look Who section. Via the interface, you may buy stocks on behalf of your corporation or invest as an individual. Please note that names may be truncated if there is not enough space to display them fully. Yeah, you can fit my name fully on there. It shows that you have $1 million in personal cash at the moment. Let's do some stock investments with your own personal money. Simply click your name now and select yourself as the active investor. Now, look at the buy/share selection below. Using the interface, you may purchase up to 5% of the total number of shares you list in your company in a single transaction, so long as you have the cash. As a recap, to buy stocks, you should select the stock you want to buy, select whether your corporation or yourself as an individual is going to buy the stock, purchase the amount, and click the buy button. You, as an individual, may either buy more shares of your own corporation or invest in other corporations. Currently, your corporation is selected on the stock market list situated at the top of the screen, and you may now click the buy button to buy its shares. Okay. Your large quantity of stock purchase put an upward pressure on the stock market. The price rose from $7.75 to $7.86. Your average price purchase was $7.81. Cool. Excellent. You've just used your idle personal cash to increase your shareholding of your corporation. That would be excellent long-term investment. You may wonder how you can buy shares of other corporations. Well, it follows the exact same principles. Let's select the second stock on the list and take a closer look at its financial data. Picking the right stock to invest in is a skill that takes time to develop. First of all, you have to learn how to read a company's financial data, which are displayed on the top right of the stock exchange screen, which is over here. Below the stock price is the total number of share figures, and you will see the market cap or market capitalization of a corporation, which is equal to the shareholder's price times the total number of shares outstanding. In other words, it is a total market valuation of a corporation in the stock market. Earnings per share is a company's operating profit over the past 365 days divided by the total number of outstanding shares. When a company issues a new share, the earnings per share will be diluted as the company profit will be divided by a larger number of shares. Remember that your corporation has just issued some shares? It led to an increase in total number of outstanding shares and decreased its earning per share. The company's stock price can only go up in the long run if earnings per share also goes up, and thus, for the fund that you have raised with issuing new shares, you should use them to invest in new businesses to generate more profit for your shareholders. The price to earnings ratio, or that's what I said, is an equity valuation multiple defined as the stock price divided by earnings per share. A high price to earnings ratio generally means that the stock is expensive as people are buying high prices to buy the stock, possibly driven by investors' confidence in the company's growth prospects. If you find all this a bit overwhelming, don't worry, as you are not required to be proficient in the stock market analysis in order to enjoy your capitalism game. You can choose to learn and practice stock investments at your pace you prefer later in the game. For now, you have already done a pretty good job getting the grasp of the basics. Another figure which you may be able to find useful is the dividend yield. This percentage calculated by dividing the latest dividend paid by the stock price. Put simply, the greater the dividend yield, the more cash is returned to each investor when the dividend is paid out each year. Besides buying stock as an individual, you can also buy stock on behalf of your company. Select your company on the Who selection. Now, you may use your company's money to buy shares of other publicly listed companies as an investment. To do so, simply click the company from the list at the top of the screen, click the buy button to buy its shares. So who would we want to buy? Earnings per share of 0. Alright, so their annual return is probably... That's kind of weird, I guess I double clicked it. I may use your company's money to buy shares of... Yep, okay. Let's go back here. So this is the only one with a positive annual return. Or no. Superforce. Let's get this one. Alright, buy. 1082, your average price is 1033. Your total purchase is 8,830,000. Cool. Well done. From this point, you should keep an eye on the stock performance, as changes in stock prices will affect your company's balance sheet as well. If your company owns more than 50% of another company, it will be added to the Who selection, where you could select it and trade stocks on behalf of the company. Looks like our money started to shoot way up after we bought that. When your company owns more than 75% of another company, you'll be able to execute a merger which will merge all of its business operations into your company, including all of its technologies know-how. This makes mergers a highly effective way to expand your business empire rapidly. Besides Besides buying stocks of other companies, your company should buy back its own stock. The shares bought are taken out of circulation, therefore shrinking the number of outstanding shares. This can have a positive effect on earnings per share, which in turn can have a positive effect on the stock price. Before we progress, here's a quick note on how to sell shares. The interface for selling shares is in fact very similar to that of buying shares. Depending on your current ownership of the shares, select either yourself or your corporation in the Who selection, and set the amount you wish to sell and click the Sell button. If you find the stock list too cluttered, you may use the stock filter to limit the type of stock to be displayed on the screen. For example, you may choose to view only tech stocks that you currently own by clicking the Tech button and then the Own button. At the bottom of the screen, you can view the performance of your stock holdings, showing your gains, losses of individual stocks in your portfolio, as well as your total investments returned to date. In this area, you can be switched to display the latest financial news by clicking the stock news located at the bottom of the screen. You have done a great job familiarizing yourself with the stock market. Now it's time for you to use the recently raised funds to grow your business empire. The investors are expecting you to deliver a good return on the investments. You win the game. Your company's stock price increased to $100. That's a pretty significant jump, because I think we were at like $8-9 before. So I'll call that a success. So what would be really cool is, I believe there's also DLCs in this game, so I might check that out, but I'm wondering if they actually teach like options and futures too, because that'd be a really cool tool just to play around in this and learn how to do the stock market in real life. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.